Hi everyone, I am here to do a weekly reading for the sign of Sagittarius. So let's get right into it. So let's see what the overall energies are for Sagittarius this week. Wow, and that's such a beautiful card for Sagittarius. It says the impossible made possible. And Sagittarius is the archetypal dreamer, achiever, uh, someone who sets his or her sights on big goals and big vision. And someone who has a very I don't want to say idealistic, but very principled and philosophical approach to life. So what I'm getting from this card specifically is some of you have made the decision to stay true to yourself, and you are wondering how that is going to play out in the real practical everyday world, so to speak. That's interesting. And I'm also getting a lot of messages around larger cosmic events, but I'm actually gonna let that be for now. It'll probably come out later in the reading, or maybe not. Because I wanted this reading to be just about the horoscope for Sagittarius. Yeah, but I guess the messages do want to come through. So the message that I'm getting is, it seems, so again, the impossible made possible. um, if you look at world events, and it is so shocking to see how something so tiny, so as to be invisible to the naked human eye, can wreak so much havoc in the world. And some of you are caught in an energy of panic and fear uh, about how how is any of this going to come back to normalcy. And the message specifically for you is, um, your vibration and your reaction to an event which becomes your experience is what matters. So you could either plug in to mass consciousness and kind of feed that cycle of fear and panic, or you could take a smarter approach where you take the right decisive steps, you keep yourself and your loved ones safe, but beyond that you unplug from the panic out there. You probably take this time to cultivate a new hobby. And I've always wanted to learn about astrology um, in depth. Like, I wanted to understand the technicalities of astrology, and I kind of started learning more about it. Started taking the time at home that I have, the extra time. I'm putting it to use and to cultivate a hobby, something that's really fun. And you could do the same, probably learn a new language, or at least begin. Because the way I see it, I think we are going to stay put for at least another couple of weeks. So how you choose to respond to the energies out there is again, I don't want to uh, make it seem as though I'm taking the situation lightly. The situation is what it is. Keep yourself informed, keep yourself safe, follow all the necessary precautions. But beyond that, you turn on the news, you turn on social media, and there's so much fear out there. So you can actually always make the choice to get your information um, and unplug from the fear. So that's probably better, something better for you, Sagittarius, is what I'm getting. So don't spend too much time on repetitive news. So let's get some energies for Sagittarius with respect to work and family is what I'm receiving. So let's begin with family first. Okay. Oh, and the star card was at the bottom of the deck. It's a card of hope. It's so beautiful, right? So the impossible made possible. It's a card that speaks of a hopeful future. It's a very nice card to get. So okay. Oh, nice. It's really nice that we get the the Fool card. So the Fool card in the tarot typically indicates a very a very dreamer, entrepreneur, traveler, wanderer, philosopher kind of an energy. Someone who's very idealistic, someone who goes against the grain. And you see how this person has kind of, is traveling very light and has a white rose. So what I'm getting called to over here is some of you Sagittarius, I'm picking up on masculine energy specifically. You're probably going through something of a midlife crisis where you are taking off on mental trips by yourself, and you're kind of caught in a phase where you feel a significant part of your life has already come to be, and this entire situation with the with the virus and the casualties all around us has kind of sparked a debate in your mind as to the purpose of life, and that has led you to kind of just take off on a mental trip of your own, and you seem to have isolated yourself from your family is what I'm receiving for you. So you've kind of made decisions about what is really important in life, and you are being warned by the universe that this is a more fear-based decision than anything that is guided by the divine. So you are forewarned to look at the underlying fear and anxiety and work through that instead of acting out with your family and sort of being all moody and isolated. And I'm also receiving that it is time for a patch up. I'm specifically receiving the message that that there's some patch up that you need to do either with at home. I'm receiving at home. I was about to say a loved one, but I'm specifically getting words around family, home. Some of you might even need to patch up with your parents. You've probably taken off on a solo philosophical trip, and nothing wrong with that. We all need to go within from time to time. But okay, there's a message that's coming through from this card. But you have sparred with those who were only trying to support you, or those who were only concerned about your well-being. And what I'm specifically receiving is there has been some sort of a heated debate in your family about the way things are, about who's the head of the family, about so the message that I'm clearly getting is you may have won the battle, you may have shut them up with your rhetoric and argument, but don't be so foolish as to win the battle but lose the support of your loving friends and family. It's a very clear message that's coming through for you. So so the Hangman in the tarot typically indicates someone who is it can indicate one of two things, right? It can indicate someone who is in limbo, and it can indicate someone who is undergoing the process of enlightenment and is waiting the dark period out until the cosmic wave turns in your favor. That's not always such a bad thing. So I'm getting that both are true for you. So you've probably been in a phase where you've been really stuck for a while. You feel stuck. Either it could be with respect to family finances, it could be with respect to an investment that you've been trying to make for the family, probably trying to purchase that family home, or maybe go on a family vacation. So there's something around family that you've been trying to get going that has not been moving forward for you. And there's a reason why the universe is keeping it on hold. And you'll come to know about the reasons very soon. So that's what I'm receiving for you. So let's pick a guidance card for you with respect to family. What does Sagittarius need to know with respect to family? Deceit. And I'm specifically getting a message around what I just said with respect to this card. It could be an investment that you are trying to make. So be very careful and discerning about who you entrust your money to. Right? So that's probably why the universe has been blocking this for you. Probably the intentions of the other party have not been entirely in keeping with your goals. You've probably left something on the table. Let's pick another card to understand why is the deceit card here. Yeah, so and we get the deceit card in association with the door to spirit, so which means just wait. So there's a saying, right? So if something is not meant for you, the universe will keep shutting that door, or any other door that you try. You just have to wait for the right door to open. And that's kind of what this card signifies, that you've been experiencing that a lot, that whatever you try, experiencing blocked opportunities. So the right door will open for you, when the right people come together, when the right circumstances come together, and that's what's coming for you. So okay, let's look at work. Work. Oh, let's keep this actually. It's overall energy. see which deck shall we use for our work. Right, this deck wanted to come out. I'm surprised that this deck wanted to come out for the work reading. It's the Love and Light deck by Doreen Virtue. It's mostly messages around God, so that's really strange why this deck wanted to come out for messages with respect to work for you, Sagittarius, but let's see why. Wow. So the first card that came up was commit to a spirit of excellence. Whatever you do, do well. So Ecclesiastes 9:10, right? So it's from the Bible, but yeah, I was wondering why this deck wanted to give messages with respect to work. So anyway, I just surrender to the process and I act as a conduit for the universe. I don't decide which deck to use. It's almost like a calling. So this deck specifically called out that it wanted to give messages about work for those of you for whom this reading resonates, right? So yeah, commit to excellence. So excellence, excellence is not an outcome merely. Excellence is an attitude, right? Excellence is it's the spirit that you put into something, and the conviction and the passion with which you act upon something, or the passion with which you create a product. It's very visible for anyone when something has been created with a desire to excel, and you are being called in your work specifically to go deeper into that attitude. Such a beautiful message. Be the love you wish to receive. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. Okay, so what I'm getting from this card is examine your attitude towards teamwork. So how are you towards team goals? I'm specifically getting a message that you need to work on yourself with respect to team spirit is what I'm receiving. So maybe you're more of a person who works alone. Maybe there's a saying, Batman likes to work alone. Maybe you are like Batman, but there's a message for you that seek out people who are like-minded. Don't make the assumption that people don't share your core values, or people don't share your desire or attention to detail is what I'm getting. So some of you feel that others don't share your attention to detail, and that's why you find yourself in a position where you need to do a lot of things yourself. But you are being called to seek out kindred spirits in the form of colleagues or vendors or even clients, those who resonate with your core principles with respect to work. And you'll be surprised how getting the right people together can exponentially increase the possibility of you attaining your goals. Leave a trail of love as you walk the earth. So this is a very specific calling to some of you who are being called into your life purpose. So you may not use that specific terminology, life purpose, but your life purpose is something that you have always wanted to do. You might have thought that this is a hobby. I don't know if I can ever make money out of doing this full time. This is something I've always loved to do, but I really don't know how I can monetize on it. So some of you are being called into your life purpose specifically, and if you are being plagued by questions as to how to make money out of your life purpose and support your family, which is very important, right? And God, the universe, would not call you into your life purpose without providing a financial and community support that you require. So rest assured that you will be financially supported in your life purpose, but learn to develop a conversation with the universe. And there's a saying in the Bible that says, ask and you shall receive. So ask for a sign, and ask for a time frame in which you would like to receive a sign. Typically 24 hours is a good time frame. So just ask a question to the universe and say, I'd like to receive a sign within the next 24 hours, and just wait and look for the signs. And I'll probably do another video on how to recognize signs. And yeah, but a sign is very, very personal. It won't make sense to other people because it resonates with you and you alone. So when you pick up on that phrase in the newspaper, or it could be something on TV that you watch, it seems like an answer to your question. It probably is. So don't neglect your feelings and your intuition on that. Okay. I'm gonna pick one guidance card for you. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna pick another one. Wow. I'm gonna read this one first. It says, expect powerful change. New moon. We actually are in a new moon in Aries. The 24th of March is a new moon in Aries. So it says expect powerful change, and I think that there's going to be a lot of change for you, especially in the work, especially on the work front. So I see a lot of change for you on the work front, Sagittarius. And yeah, don't let the past hold you back. That's always wise advice. But how do you not let the past hold you back, right? So you need to, every time something comes up in your life that seems to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening again, you need to look at that as an opportunity to recognize a pattern within yourself and see how you are contributing to that pattern and kind of break it, right? So that's that. Have a wonderful week, guys, and I hope this reading was helpful for you.